For 2018 of April, actually for April of 2018. Sorry, I screwed that up. So today we're doing our, obviously what I'm trying to do, continuing our weekly live streams. Today we got some new comics. I haven't actually got comics in over 2 months, and so we got a bunch of those today. I haven't got everything that was in my standing order, unfortunately, guys, but we are going to try and get those out as soon as possible and talk to you guys. I also want to mention played some more Legendary today, so obviously if you guys haven't checked out my my Legendary Encounters playthrough and a little bit of a delve into the Alien Queen expansion, you guys can check those up here on the channel. I will, if you guys want me to delve deeper into the Alien Queen expansion pack, please let me know in the comments below. Now, today I played a game of Marvel Legendary and Predator Legendary Encounters, which is another game I was looking at getting. I felt like the Predator expansion, the Predator game, I don't know, we only really played one game, so I can't comment too much on it, but I can comment based on what I played of it. I felt it was actually quite difficult compared to Alien. Now, a lot of people were telling me that they looked up reviews that said Predator was easier, but based on what I saw, of course, we were pretty screwed, but we were playing 4 players, and one of my friends did some statistics, and apparently 4-player Legendary is actually the most difficult. Something about, like, not having as many hands or not being able to reshuffle your cards as much. But we did run into a strike that basically ended up killing all players if you die with that strike, so that was pretty annoying. And then, of course, someone else I know is interested in buying Legendary, and asked me what sleeves I'd recommend. Obviously, guys, sleeving Legendary, a base set, is like 600 to 700 cards, so you cannot sleeve everything, which is a bit of a shame. In really expensive sleeves, but of course, if you guys don't have a huge budget, you can always pick up the Ultra Pro. They say premium. I mean, they're not great, but when you're sleeving over 700 cards, these are like what, $4, $4-ish a pack. Obviously, you wouldn't sleeve your normal trading cards in these because obviously you're paying like $200, like $100 cards. They're pretty flimsy, but I've got some like cards to show you guys here. Do fit in, you know, really nice. And they have this bit of overgap, but still works alright. So, and these are from the Soldier deck, which is actually something else I want to talk about. Played this game with some friends at uni on a uni break, and guys, holy shit. I seem to have converted more people to Legendary, so guys, definitely, if you haven't, and you know someone with Legendary or Legendary Encounters, definitely bring it or play it with your friends, guys, because this Legendary Encounters is such a fun game. I definitely recommend it. And anyway, going back to the Marvel one, we played the Paint the Town Red expansion, which is basically a Spider-Man themed mini expansion, but based Legendary, which I don't own, but if I owned Marvel, that would be probably the first expansion I'd buy. Where you get 2 new villains. You get, I'm sorry I can't show you anything from it, but you guys can go check up images. The artwork in it was very nice. You get Carnage, which is obviously the main reason why I buy it, because Carnage, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'd know that Carnage was my favourite Marvel villain. You get him as a mastermind, and of course he has all his lackeys, and his lackeys are actually based on the Maximum Carnage storyline event, which of course is one of my favourite crossovers of all time, and definitely recommend that if you guys haven't read it. I'm not sure if I've done a video on Maximum Carnage. If you guys would like one, please feel free to let me know. I would love to delve into that and talk about that, because I just love the event. And then the other mastermind you get is Mysterio. So Mysterio is another really cool Spider-Man villain that doesn't really get as much attention these days as he used to. He's one of the masterminds behind the Sinister Six, actually. I think Doc Ock forms it, but he has a huge say in it. Basically, and all his villains are related to the Sinister Six, which is pretty cool. And it gives us a lot of other Spider-Man villains that we don't already have in Legendary base set. There is no Venom, because Venom is in both the base set as a villain and Legend, but he's not as a mastermind, which is a shame. Or he's also in Villains as a playable character. So, and they're both 2 different Venoms, so that's pretty cool. The base set for the expansion for Paint the Town Red also comes with Spider-Woman, the original Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, I believe her name is. You'll have to forgive me if that's wrong. I don't really read Spider-Woman or know too much about her, but it also has Symbiote Spider-Man, which is pretty cool. He's a lot better than the Spider-Man in the base set, thank fuck. And then, of course, you also get Scarlet Spider. Not Ben Reilly. You get Kane, but still Ben Reilly is Sorry, Kane is still pretty cool. And then you get Moon Knight was the other one as well, which was pretty interesting. But they all have the Spider-Man symbol, with the exception of Moon Knight, who has the Marvel Knights one, which you can combine with I think it's Noir and the Dark City expansion. So that's obviously a lot of fun. So definitely recommend that you guys go check that out. All right, guys. So now we've talked a little bit about Marvel, about Legendary, which is then something I recommend you guys check out. We're gonna go through the comics that we picked up today. So we're going to start off with Marvel, of course. So we have... Oh, sorry, my camera's not great here, unfortunately, guys. So I'm just going to try and hoist this up a bit. There we go. So we have X-Men Blue number 22. So this is the second last part of the Poison X crossover with between Venom and X-Men Blue, which actually leads into the event that is Venomized, which is starting... What are we in now? We're in April, so... yeah, it's starting this month. It's a 5-issue weekly series, so rip the wallet, guys. But yeah, this crossover was very interesting. I mean, it had the team of X-Men Blue being taken over by symbiotes, and of course we also have Venom number 163, which is the conclusion of this story arc. So you can see these people that they're fighting against. Very, very reminiscent of what we saw in what was it? Venomverse. So that's another cool book that you guys should check out if you're a Venom fan. Marvel's doing a lot of stuff around Venom this year, which is pretty cool because it is, of course, Venom's 30th anniversary, I believe, this year, and of course the movie's coming out later this year, so hopefully the movie's good. That's it for Marvel, guys. Don't read a bunch of Marvel these days. There was some Spider-Man stuff with around the Red Goblin. Missed out on first prints, but hopefully pick up as many of the second prints at least if I can. Bit out of the loop on that one, unfortunately. But we have some Batman Beyond. Haven't necessarily caught up with Batman Beyond. We have issues 17 and 18. I got a bunch of Batman Beyond to read. Not as much as Birds of Prey and Titans, which I'm still stuck at issue 1. Haven't got around to reading them yet. Obviously, Batgirl and Nightwing featured in them, obviously. Because Birds of Prey is back on the Birds of Prey, so definitely wanted to check those out eventually. But yeah, so we got some Batman Beyond, and this is really cool. I believe this is Matt, Terry's brother, and obviously it looks like he's going to break in to take Damian's Robin suit, so that's pretty cool. And of course we have Terry here. Not sure if I think that's Bruce. Of course, and that's Matt there. So really, really cool if Matt's going to come into and do some stuff, because they've been doing some really cool stuff with Matt in this series. He hasn't really been utilized that much. I think he was only really relevant in one issue of the in one episode of the original series, where he gets captured by the Stalker in an attempt to lure Terry, or Batman Beyond, for the hunt. But still, this book is a lot of fun. I'm not enjoying it as much as when Carl Higgins was writing the book for Batman Beyond Universe, but still it's nice, and it's still good that obviously we're in issue 18, so 18 months down the track, a year and a half down the track, but Terry is still Batman Beyond, so it's not Tim, like in, which actually made me stop buying the book. Of course, where would we be without some Nightwing? Didn't get a chance to read issue 39 yet, so I'm a little bit behind on Nightwing, but yeah, the new creative team, I'm not enjoying it as much. I was really enjoying what the first creative team was doing with the character. Taking him back to Bloodhaven was really cool. Bringing back, I think, because before the New 52, I think I actually blew up Bloodhaven at one stage after Nightwing had left. But it's really nice for Nightwing to be back home in Bloodhaven. So very, very happy. Still not a huge fan of like the bat behind the Nightwing logo. That's why I like this cover a bit more, because you can still, the bat's still there, but it's not as noticeable. He is a Batman character, but he's not a bat, so that's a little bit upsetting for me. But anyway, moving on, we have 2 new issues of Batgirl. Yeah, because Batgirl's once a month. Nightwing's actually twice a month, so there's a lot of Nightwing. But this is still going on with the Cold Snap storyline, which has her and Penguin basically teaming up against Penguin's son. So this is a really, really cool, oh, sorry, is that just, so I think that's just, again, haven't had too much time to read all this. Oh, sorry, no, so issue 20 is the end of the Cold Snap storyline, and then issue 21 seems to be a little one-shot, which has some nice bonding between Barbara and her father, or more Batgirl and Commissioner Gordon, which is always really cool stories to look at because of how Commissioner Gordon really never knows that Barbara is Batgirl. So it's always this nice dynamic that they have there, and her calling him commissioner, not dad, and him calling her Batgirl's Barbara is always interesting to me. I don't know why, but yeah, this book was a nice little one shot, and I actually really enjoyed the storyline as well, giving some more Penguin some interesting screen time, and getting these like other Batman characters, getting to actually use Batman characters is always really cool for me to see. Rather than, like, I don't mind them having their own villains, but every so often I like seeing, an A-list Bat villain in, a Batgirl or Nightwing book. Next up, we have 2 more issues of Raven of Darkness, Daughter of Darkness. So, I haven't really talked about Raven much on the channel because I don't really have much Raven stuff to actually talk about. But now we have something to talk about. So Raven is a really, really well written and designed character who most of you probably know from Teen Titans Go or the original Teen Titans, because, and sadly, she hasn't really had too many solo adventures. To my knowledge, she's had 3 solo series. I may be wrong, and you'll have to forgive me in the comments below if that's true. But we had the original Raven series, we had last year's Raven series, and of course now we have Raven Daughter of Darkness. The first 2 were 6-issue miniseries, and this is a 12-issue miniseries. But that's pretty good for a character that, I mean, she's been around for about 30 years, but she hasn't really had too many stories. And I actually liked Raven a lot growing up as a kid. She's probably my second favorite Teen Titan. And it's really nice having Marv Wolfman come back and write her again. He's her co-creator, so it's really nice having him. And I think he wrote the other 2 as well. And if I would really want to try and track down the last year's miniseries if I can, because I really want to read more about Raven. She's such an interesting character that hasn't really been explored a lot on her own. She's always just in the Titans, and the fact that she's in the Titans books really like turned me off reading about her, because most of the time, like, Titans is like, oh, I gotta read about Damian, great, because they always put her on the team. Like, she was on the team with Tim and Damian, but I think I read somewhere that they are revamping both Titans books, and Raven's actually joining the team with Nightwing. So I'm actually pretty stoked about that, because I am reading that book. Well, I'm buying that book. I've still got to sit down and read it all, but I'm pretty excited because we get to see Raven and Dick together back on the same team. So hopefully they'll have some memory of their time back in the past. But I'm not sure, given that the Nightwing that they're using, I think, is still from the New 52 version. And I'm not sure if Raven is a New 52 version or the original version. I'm not 100% sure. But if you guys know the answer to that, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys would like me to do a review on this when it's finished, I will be more than happy to do that for you guys, because this is a really, really interesting series. And finally, guys, we have issue 5 of Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #2. Now, this is a crossover that you guys I thought would never actually work. The first crossover was freaking awesome, and I would be more than happy to do a review on that, guys, as well, if you would like it. And I'm really enjoying the second one. The first one has them basically coming, I think it's them going to Batman's world. Yeah, I think the first one is them going to Batman's world, and this one is Batman going to their world, or it might be, yeah. And what's really cool about this issue, I haven't actually had the chance to read it yet, but it does actually have Nightwing and Batgirl on the cover, and who's doing the art for this again? It's Freddie Williams, I think. Yeah, Freddie Williams too. The way he's drawn Batgirl here, I mean, she looks amazing in this costume. I mean, as always, guys, well, I mean, if you guys go way back on my social media, back to the early days, when this costume first came out, I was really excited for the direction. I got kind of bored with the costume and with the way it was drawn, but I really like how it's drawn here. It looks really, really nice. And getting to see Nightwing and Batgirl together on the same panel always makes me excited. And we also get to see Damian over here as well. So, and of course, Casey and April are also in this book, in this series as well. So many awesome characters here in this miniseries. It sounds ridiculous, guys, but it's actually like really, really enjoyable. So again, guys, definitely recommend this one for you guys. So anyway, guys, thank you. That's basically it for the live stream. If you guys have any questions that you guys want to ask me, leave them in the comments of this video, and I will get back to you guys. We have a new Washworts deck profile going up in the next couple of days for Madoka Magica, which is a red, green, blue deck. We also have recently, if you haven't checked it out, a Final Fantasy Opus 5 pre-release kit opening, which is pretty cool. I actually never thought I'd have the opportunity to open one of those, but thanks of course to Kuma Cards for helping me out with one of those. And eventually, of course, guys, we will be having a Flames of Destruction booster box opening because of all the support for Trickstars that are in there, which is really cool. And if that does have all my Vrains pack stuff, I will be able to do a Trickstar deck profile for you guys based on what I play in Trickstars. My deck does run some Vrains pack and Shonen Jump promo cards that we don't have in English yet, so hopefully get those soon so I can actually play my build. As also, guys, you guys are still asking me for a Leafa deck profile for West. That is coming very, very soon. My Harpies, thank you guys so much for helping, for supporting my Harpy video. Really, really appreciate it. And my Blue Eyes Shining Dragon video is over 1,000 views now. Holy shit, guys. That's probably I think it's my second most viewed video now. Obviously, my Nightwing Bloodhaven review is still my first, and then one of my Kurumis is like number 3 now, like 900. We will also have a new Kurumi review coming up very, very soon once the new Neko Cat Girl figure arrives. Hopefully by the end of the week it should be here, so I should be able to maybe do it on live stream review. I don't know. Next week. If not, next live stream will probably be some of my Washworts collection, so look at some signs and some foils for that. Or maybe we'll go start doing the Nightwing live stream to show you guys some of my Nightwing collection. But until then, guys, feel free to check out some of my other videos, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much if you did watch the live stream. I know I saw a few people were watching it. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for all the likes. And thanks again, guys, for all your support, and I'll catch you guys for my next video.